So it's no secret that getting in touch with nature, getting involved with plants, getting outside, doing all that stuff, unplugging is pretty good for you. But it's also pretty good for your animals. And I've been having fun lately with some greenery. So yesterday we went to a local plant specialty store place. Got some cool stuff. I got a few of these crazy funky looking like air plant things. There's one back there. There's another way back there. Added this sort of palm and this sort of palm. I forget what they're called. Feel free to school me in the comments, but some neat little palms, and I figured these might do okay in the heat that's in here with my watering routine and seasonal stuff, so I figured we'd give it a shot. But the geckos seem to be enjoying it. There's fresh poop down there on one. I caught them climbing on it earlier and checking it out, and I'm sure it's just something different, aromatic and very stimulating and enriching for them. So really cool. Been wanting to do this for a while. I'm glad I finally took the plunge. Something about adding some green on the red rocks makes it look really cool. So yeah, this video we're getting into some green thumbery, and I'm going to tell you exactly what we're really doing, because this is fun. So we've had this 20-gallon tank in the bedroom since I got rid of the crocodile skinks a few years ago. Was breeding them, brought them into the shop, and just left them there when I moved on. And it's been sitting here calling my name for a while, and I picked up some plants, as you can see. Got some stuff that will sort of like create a vine and wandering effect, something that'll bush out a little bit, some pothos and some more like ivy style vines that will kind of create some ground cover. And other than that, I've got a water dish in there, I've got some wood, I've got some oak leaves and things like that in the other room, back in the snake room, and some new soil and things. We're going to get all this out of here. So what I'm going to do is get this all ripped apart, get the plants in there, do a drainage layer, all that good stuff. I don't have lighting appropriate yet, but we got a nice window for the plants in the meantime. So what I'm going to do is tear this apart, get it all planted and scaped up with all this stuff, and we're just going to time lapse it, and hopefully that's cool. And then you guys get to decide or figure out what we're putting in there. See if you can guess. Comment below what you think I'm setting this up for. It's going to be mostly room temperature. Might get a little bit warm in the summer, but I'm not adding any heat sources. And it's going to be tropical-ish. So, and you see how large the enclosure is. It's not very big. It's 20-gallon, and it's not what you think. So let me know what you think. Comment below. Alright, so I'm going to give you the rundown. I like easy to clean, removable water bowls, so this is going to be the water dish. Got the vine planted, 2 wandering dudes here that will vine out and grow. This will bush out and kind of do an umbrella sort of thing and just get taller. And then this Snow Queen pothos will grow and do its thing just like the vines. And the idea is that I'd love to see it sort of like take over this whole thing and this become like the main shelter, and it's like very hollow underneath. Obviously they can hide under there if they want, and then I'm gonna scatter some leaf litter around here, and that will make it basically so that there's a lot of ground cover too, especially if what we get ends up being a little bit on the young side and small. So then that leaf litter creates little microclimates and hides as well. All jokes aside, everything looks better with leaf litter. For real. So now all that's missing, should probably have some springtails and maybe throw some isopods in there just to keep the soil healthy. And I guess we're gonna go full bioactive on here eventually, but it needs some sort of an LED light for these plants to grow. And we're gonna give it a few days, maybe a week or two, before we even bring any animals into it. But that might change because we are going to the Del Mar show soon, and my goal is to pick up these animals as like a belated birthday present for my wife, which is why we're doing this. She loves plants, she loves doing creative stuff, so I'm doing this for her. Yeah. She found a species that she likes and thinks is cute and worth bringing home. And they happen to fit in a 20-gallon. So comment below what you think we're getting. Meanwhile, I got some new lighting set up in there. Ignore how that one's off-centered. That main sort of room light was never centered to begin with. I hate it. I don't even use it. I've done so much like work trying to find nice light bulbs to work in there and get better lighting in here, and it just doesn't work. So we're doing the hex lights like everybody else. I only got one because it works plenty. I mean, I don't have to have that thing running anymore. Lighting is great. So we got some hex lights in. That one UVB light should be coming in soon for that tank. I hope you guys have gotten your guesses in the comments below on what you think we're going to put in there. Please, if you haven't, do that. I'm really curious what everybody thinks, where their mind is at, what they think is a wonderful pet. But that is going to be happening soon. We won't be answering that in this video, but I do want to hear everybody's guesses. But I thought I would give you guys a little update. The lighting in here should be a lot better, and moving forward, everything should be a lot better lit. It's the little things that make a snake room nice. Very happy about this. One day I'll have a basement or a converted garage or a shed, and we'll do like a whole grid of these and a whole wall of cages. It'll be much taller and allow for a lot more, and just onwards and upwards, right? Because that's what we do, right? We don't stop, never stop. So very happy about that. These lights are legit. So I wasn't sure if they would be dropping any more eggs or giving me much evidence to show whether or not they like the new plants in there. I've seen evidence that they've been pooping on them and climbing on them, but otherwise I was a little bit concerned that it might throw off where they would lay their eggs, the nest box down there, as opposed to maybe they would start trying in those planters, even though the material isn't ideal. Well, this morning we've got good evidence that they laid another set of eggs in their nest box like they're supposed to. Let's dig them up. I haven't shown you guys that in a little while. I felt like a broken record. We were getting a lot of eggs and it still hasn't stopped, but it's nice to see that despite some of the changes in there, they're still happy to lay where I like them to and make my life easy. I can always tell when they've laid because their water will be full of dirt. There will be dirt scattered everywhere. And this looks like it's been excavated and filled back on one side. And every time I go through it, I put it back nice and level so I can always tell when it's been messed with and dug in. So I'm pretty certain we're going to find some eggs in there today. For those of you who've never seen me pull eggs from this group or seen how I do it, I've got a simple little nest box here with a hole cut out in the middle. And although my fan is definitely blowing around and making it a little messy, I throw a piece of paper towel down like this so I can sort of excavate gently, and then it can all go right back in very easily, and I'll show you that. So given it's excavated down here and pretty full up here, I bet you our eggs are somewhere in this end. But to be safe, what I like to do is just gently go through all the top layers just to make sure I don't miss anything. And that way I'm extra delicate the entire process. These are small little eggs, and in theory they've just been laid within the last 12 hours. And you don't want to roll them once they've been laid, but the first 24 hours you do have a bit of grace. So what I like to do, again, just kind of excavate this top layer, go little by little. And I'm not worried about, oh, there we go, some eggs. I'm not too worried about accidentally scooping them up and pulling the eggs out, because you'll see them before you get there. All right, I'm gonna go get us an egg box. All right, got a nice pre-warmed egg incubation container here. Just gonna gently scoop this little boo-boo of an egg out. So small. My hands are just, I've got big old meat claws when it comes to these eggs. Gently nestle them in this hatch right here. Cool. We'll mark that with the date, pop it in the incubator, and then I'm going to go through excavate all this just to be safe. You never know. We've got 3 females in there. They've been eating pretty good. I have found multiple eggs in a sitting before. Not like multiple eggs, but like multiple clutches, because they do lay 1 to 2 at a time. And I have 3 females in there, so it wouldn't be unheard of for 2 females to be laying at the same time, although they do seem to stagger them. All right, I think we're good and empty. So here's my little magic trick here. One, it keeps things from getting too messy, and it makes putting the soil back in nice and easy. I'll just chuck that, and then what I do is I just gently pat this down so it looks very artificially and man-made. Pat down so I can tell when the geckos have messed with it, because they will dig it up and it won't be so nice and even afterwards. Ta-da! All right, I've got today's date on here. Throw this in. All the others. Yeah, quite a few eggs in there. Due to hatch very soon. So these ones should hatch soon, then those, and those, and finally those. Well, I think it's safe to say that the new lights at least don't seem to bother the geckos. I do have them on a smart timer, so they go off at a specific time. I can turn them on manually before and after that if I want, but I'd like to think a photo period is somewhat important for reptiles. It's at least one of the things that we can choose to give them. But since we're on a big project kick over here, I figured I'd show you this other project that I've been working on. Yeah, wanted to do this for a long time. I've had plenty of ideas of making it out of PVC or 2x4s or what have you, and I was at a plant shop with my wife last week, saw this, boom, my mind went racing. I brought this back. If you've seen the recent video from Las Vegas, this inspired me to do this project, and we've got it mostly together. It is a little wobbly, but it does very well for the little snakes, the younger guys. I'll include a clip here of a zebra testing it out for me. And I've got some expanding foam coming today that I'm gonna expand foam this to really secure the base and hardware and everything that I've used in there to sort of like screw that in. And I might even add a little bit of weight in there, some rocks or something to help weigh it down a little bit, so that if I put a slightly larger snake on here, it isn't just gonna tip over. But I don't want it to be too heavy. I still want it to be mobile. But the idea is that, say I'm taking an enclosure apart, cleaning it, doing whatever, put the snake on here, do my thing, 2 free hands cleaning, get the snake back. Bob's your uncle. So Bob is not my uncle. Hi, Bob. All right, well, that was an interesting video. Set up a tank, pulled some gecko eggs, put some plants in there, just doing some random project stuff around here. You saw the project tree that you are filming on right now, the lights. I've just been kind of taking this time to ramp things up and check things off my to-do list around here lately. We do have the Del Mar show coming up soon. This video will drop before the Del Mar show, so if you are coming out to that, I will have a bunch of carpet pythons coming, a few corn snakes, some rainbow boas, bull snake, gopher snake. That's about it. Yeah, so it's going to be more or less a lot of the same animals that I brought to Vegas that obviously didn't find homes, but I'm also going to be bringing a couple of zebra jungles that are now ready as well. So for those of you who've been waiting on some jungles, I'll have a couple of zebra boys there as well. So looking forward to a great show. Got something in mind that I'm looking to pick up for that tank. Remember, if you commented below, I want to see what your guesses are, what you think we're going to do for that 20-gallon, and what you think I have in mind for my wife's birthday present. So really excited about that. And yeah, thank you for watching this one. Let's go give my sponsor some love before you head on out of here. Please check out Reptile Husbandry Designs if you want any 3D printed perching, cup holders, hides, things like that. He makes a lot of great stuff. That's Reptile Husbandry Designs. And if you want to save 10% at checkout, use code RR10 at checkout. Speaking of sponsors, my favorite shipping company out there, Reptiles Express. They're wonderful. If you need any shipping supplies, temperature control, get your labels all in one spot, Reptiles Express will take good care of you. Every time you spend money with them, your price break will actually get better on those shipping labels. So the more you spend with them, the better of a discount you get. And I'm going to help you to get started on that with code Riley50. And that's going to get you 50% off of up to 10 labels per customer. It's going to really get you started on saving some money there. And with that money you save, you can go get yourself a USARK and USARK Florida membership if you aren't already a member. So see what I'm doing there? We're rolling right into that, supporting all the good people that support us. USARK is the only lobbying body of folks out there that kind of pay attention to everything that's going on around the country, legalese-wise, and doing the best they can to fight for our rights to keep these reptiles and animals. It is a privilege to do what we do, and we owe them much thanks. So the least we can do is support them for supporting us and fighting the good fight. So if you aren't already a member, please go join up with USARK and USARK Florida today. And if you want to support what we got going on here, the easiest way to support is like, comment, subscribe. But if you want to do more, I have a Patreon. It's just Riley Jimison under Patreon at patreon.com. And we've got a lot of wonderful members growing. We've got a Discord community that's become quite awesome. The major perks are you get access to me pretty much all the time. And you get early access to babies, the inside scoop of what's going on here, discounts on merch, depending on how far you go, discounts on animals, etc. So it really is the inside scoop to everything that's going on here at Riley's Reptiles. If you go to my website, rileysreptiles.com, you'll notice that the albino Darwins and a few other jungles and things like that on there on the available page say coming soon. There's a chance they might not even make the website this year because patrons have been snatching them all up before they're even ready. So if you're missing out on getting some of these animals and you've been waiting, there's an avenue to get you in there. So each year I plan on producing more and more, so maybe that won't be a problem in the future. But for now, if you want early access to animals, those patrons are snatching them up before they even hit the website. So keep that in mind. All right. Thank you if you stuck along this far into the video. I appreciate you. Spread the love of carpet pythons. We need more love in this community, and I hope everyone's having a great day. Thank you all for the love and support. Take care of yourselves. Take care of everyone around you. I'll see you on the next one.